Hello, friends. Welcome to Tea Time Wisdom on Tulasi Dalam. Happy Monday, everyone. So far we are learning a lot of new things from this book, though the things we know already, but we are able to understand these important aspects of Patriji's teachings in a different perspective, in a matured perspective, I would say, because every time we read, um, every time our understanding is different and our perceptions are also different. So we are learning more with the Tulasi Dalam, and today we will go ahead and start our session and understand what Patriji mentioned in this book. So the next chapter is Patriji is explaining the benefits of meditation. The title is Benefits of Meditation. So if you practice meditation, what happens in meditation? Some of the benefits they mentioned here: physical body healing, mental body healing, betterment of circumstances. Like, a lot of people have so many turbulences and so much of confusion in their mind. They all get settled down. That's what the meaning of betterment of circumstances. Higher understanding, so why things are happening in certain way, we will come to an understanding. Development of sixth sense, we will understand what is going to happen next, like in the glimpses. And also development of intuition. The intuition is the information what our heart gives, right? So every time we are so tuned to listen to our mind, so our mind is driving us crazy, and while we are listening, we are busy listening our mind, right? So we are not able to understand what our heart is saying. So in our meditation, generally we switch off our thoughts and we try to calm our mind so that we can take better intuitions from our heart. And when we follow our intuition, definitely the right path we are walking on. And then development of friendship. So people noticed, including myself, that my friendship has gone so high that I feel everybody is a friend to me, and I feel friendship towards all the beings, like all the kingdoms, right? So mineral kingdom, plant kingdom, animal kingdom, divine kingdom, human kingdom, everyone. So the greater friendship will develop from meditation. And definitely spiritual knowledge will come as part of experiences, and then it leads to our enlightenment. And with meditation, there is a healing in physical body and mental body and intellectually also, right? We use our buddhi in a right direction. We always have this buddhi, but we do not even know how to use it properly. But with meditation, we are practicing that. And that is what we mentioned, right? Like, all the things are, and these are the basic benefits, but there are so many benefits. But out of all is like enlightenment and knowing oneself is the biggest benefit. And the second chapter, what it talks about is fundamentals of spiritual truth. Patriji mentioned what are the fundamentals of spiritual truth. So he says that there are many universes out there, right? And there are so many bodies. We have so many bodies in different universes. The other day we were talking about, right? And there is always a birth of a soul from a super consciousness. So there is no what do you call shortage of births. Like, that consciousness is always exploring and it is manifesting itself into the cosmos. So there is always a creation. There is no end to a creation. So, and many self will be created from higher self. So there is a super consciousness and a consciousness, and from there, there are so many units, right? So we are going to come to an understanding as we go further. And everything that comes from higher self and super consciousness must comes out of the life and death cycle. So what Patriji is saying, that everybody, one must come out of this life and death cycle, because we are using our buddhi, and I mean, so far we have not used our buddhi properly. That's why we created so many actions. Because of our understandings, from that action we accumulated karma. From the karma we have to take life, and then after life we have to take a death. The death will come, and then if we have not understand the spiritual truth, then again we have to take birth and we have to come into this world. So everybody's purpose is to make sure that you come out of it, and this is how we progress. So for some souls, it will take 400 years. Some souls, it takes 400 life cycles. And for some, it is only 40 life cycles. Like depends on how much zeal you have inside to know about yourself. That describes you coming into this world. And then also, Patriji mentions that every soul has a free will, so they are okay to stay as much as lazy they can. It's all free will, but with the same will, you can become a Buddha in the same lifetime. So always the free will is there, and we are using that free will to create karma for ourselves. That is what he's talking about in that chapter. And the other chapter is all creation is consciousness. So all creation is consciousness. Everything is consciousness. Everything is energy. That energy. And that is called a fundamental consciousness, right? So from that consciousness, there are units of consciousness came, and units of consciousness, and then there are electromagnetic energy units are there, and units of consciousness is there. And from that units of consciousness, again, physical matter and entity came, right? And from that physical matter and entity, embodied entities came. So what it means is we are, for example, we are a soul. We have our higher souls, and that higher soul is that higher soul is also have a another higher soul, and then consciousness, right? And we are all part of it, but where we came from is what Patriji is talking about. So that's how we are taking life, and that's how we are manifesting ourselves into this world from that consciousness. So basically, we have everything what that consciousness has in his capabilities, right? So lot of potentials. We are all that same consciousness, but we are not realized consciousness. So one who realizes this, they become super consciousness. Again, for example, I Sheetal, if I get an enlightenment, if I know the spiritual truth, then I become Purnatma. And Purnatma means and from that Purnatma can be, many souls can be created from that Purnatma. So like that, every soul's purpose is they will be Purnatma, and they will create so many universes, they will create so many wonders, they will create so much of life. That is the purpose of life. And then again, Purnatma is going to come to an understanding, right? Whoever experienced that we are consciousness, again they will become Purnatma, and from Purnatma we came as a units of souls. So that is what Patriji is mentioning here. So, but eventually everybody is going to attain this state. That's what Patriji is mentioning. And in the next chapter, he explains about some couple of definitions which was given by pyramid masters. So one meditation definition, what Patriji mentioned here is, it was given by Dr. G.R. Yugandhar, very, very senior pyramid meditation master. I came to know many wonderful experiences of this master, and how impactful this master is for PSSM and bringing the Bangalore Pyramid Valley. So let me tell you a small story here. This master, when they saw the site for Pyramid Valley, there was nothing. It was completely deep into the forest and no facilities, nothing, right? So this master decided to go there and have small tent, and decided to meditate there for 40 days without any facilities, without anything. So he just want to go there. He just went there and he meditated for 40 days. So that level of commitment all these masters had, my dear friends, all the senior masters. And that is how Patriji created his army, I can say. So what this master says is that meditation spelling, they mentioned meditation spelling, Meditation, right? So they explained what is the meaning of M. M is meditation, E is energy conversation, D is detachment, I is intent, T is third eye, A is astral travel, T is thought power, I is intellect, O is over self contact, N is nirvana. That is what Dr. Yugender sir mentioned about meditation. So from that meditation, the first four letters, MEDI, MEDI are inputs that one must perform: meditation, energy, conversation, detachment, and intent. Right? These four things are our inputs. And the rest is that the third eye, astral travel, thought power, intellect, over self of contact, and nirvana is are the outputs. So from this input, when we have these inputs, this outcome, the result is given. That's what Dr. Yugandhar sir mentioned here. And the second definition of meditation was given by Sampath Kumar. What this master is saying is, M is mind, E is internally, D for directed, I in tuning, A in taming, in only nirvana. So if you read it continuously, mind internally directed, in tuning and taming, in only nirvana. So what this means is, one must use one's own intellect, knowledge and energy, everything, to direct ourselves with all these things to nirvana only. Always our consciousness, or always our awareness should be on nirvana. So how do I attain that nirvana? I want to attain the nirvana. I want to become a Buddha. So only then you can do that. In the next chapter, Patriji mentioned about Yadbhavam Tadbhavati, a concept from Bhagavad Gita. So what is Yadbhavam Tadbhavati means is, what we think, so we become. If we think we are Buddha, then we become Buddha. If we think that I am most powerful person on this planet Earth, then I will become most powerful person on this planet Earth. I am very impactful. I am very useful for others. If you think that way, then definitely you will become useful for others. But if we think I cannot do this, versus I am very limited, I can only do this, I can only come in this time, I can only get up at this point, I can only eat this, I can only wear this. So much limitation we are creating, right? So Yadbhavam Tadbhavati. So when you create yourself as a limited being, then you will stay as a limited being. But when you create as an unlimited being, that is extraordinary thinking. When you create your thinking towards your super goals, then definitely you become that. That's what it is saying. And Patriji also mentioned is here is disastrous thinking, negative thinking, positive thinking, and miraculous thinking. However we are thinking, our life is going to be that way. So in also what Patriji mentioned is that whatever we are thinking and feeling, not only thinking but feeling wholeheartedly with so much trust, then it ought to manifest. It ought to manifest what we thought. For example, I am thinking that I am Buddha. I'm thinking I am Buddha. I am feeling that I am Buddha. I am having that peace and I'm having that understanding. And when I trust this, yes, I am a Buddha. I am going to be a Buddha with the practices, or I am a Buddha, then definitely the result is going to be the same way, my dear friends. And he beautifully explained that Yadbhavam Tadbhavati concept here. And in the next chapter, Patriji mentioned the one and only truth. So we are all creating our own reality. That is the one and only truth. What Patriji is saying, that, we are, see, as I mentioned, right? From from super consciousness came. From that consciousness, again, we came as a specks of conscious beings, right? So we are creating every time, in a small or big way, we are creating our own reality. For example, 5 o'clock session is there. If you want to if you want to go for a walk, and then suddenly there is a meditation session too. So but what you are so tired, and you want some rest kind of thing. So there are two options for you. One is sitting in meditation, other is walking. So for some people, the option is there, right? So you can come to meditation and you can energize yourself, and you can walk into rest of the evening with a fresh thought and all. And the other thing is also, The other thing is also not wrong. You went for walking, you refreshed yourself, you when and then you met a friend there, and then the conversation happened, and then they are interested learning meditation, they are interested knowing more about themselves, and you are creating other one. So every time we have an option to create whatever we want. So we were never given a option that you cannot create this. We are always creating our own reality, and then we are experiencing either it is good or bad. Everything is created by our own actions, our own thinking, and our own speech, my dear friends. And Patriji, in the same chapter, he mentions that Uddarenatman Atmanam. So there is no other person is going to rescue you, take care of you, take care of your thoughts, take care of your actions, take care of your karma. You are you are the one who is responsible to take care of your own actions. You have to help yourself. You have to understand how much I'm thinking. You have to understand how I am going to help myself to come out of this thinking, how I am going to help myself to come out of this disastrous thinking, come out of this disease body, come out of this mental diseases, are like greed or anger or issues. Nobody is there going to help you. So even the medicine, if the body is not well, if you take the medicine, you are not even giving the solution to your problem. You are just suppressing them, but you are not giving any solution. So every time we have to help ourselves to come out of this thing, because we are here to enjoy our life, right? Not to suffer. So but we are suffering because of our own creation. The reason own creation I'm saying is we were ignorant of the knowledge. That's why we did not accumulate right knowledge to create right experiences for ourselves. But with the practice of meditation, with the practice of practicing awareness, moment to moment awareness, the first day we learned, right? Moment to moment awareness itself gives us the space to create what we want in our life. So beautifully mentioned here about the only one truth. And we are the reason for our development, and we are the reason for our losses in the life. So that is what this chapter is saying, my dear friends. And Patriji mentioned in next chapter the purpose of life. What he's saying is the purpose of life, that we must enjoy all the materialistic things. Like whatever you want to live in the good house, just go ahead and live it. You want to decorate your house nicely, you want to cook beautiful food, delicious food, you want to bring anything, you can do it. You must enjoy what you are doing. You must enjoy. You must never reject wanting so and so things, right? So if you want something, you can have it, but that want is very important. Why you want that? Like, for example, if you want to have a nice car, just because you want to have a car, just because other person is driving, neighbor is having, or you want to ride a car, you want to experience that, like the driving feeling, and then taking your kids to one place to other place, and you are going to attend some sessions, whatever the purpose. You must define a purpose to everything that you want, right? When you define your wantings with purpose, then you will come to an understanding. You will get so much clarity about why you want. So having materialistic is not at all wrong. And in fact, Patriji says that if you have to live in this life, live like a Osho. Osho, I mean, he has like maybe 50-60 Rolls Royce. Every day he will be given a choice. He would given a choice, like which Rolls Royce you want to ride. Though every Rolls Royce is different, and he would go and choose one Rolls Royce to just make a chakkar, and he would wear nice jewelry, nice watches. He would eat best of best food. So nothing wrong in doing it. And also, purpose of life is to enjoy arts, dancing, singing, arts. Like there are so many things, right? You must enjoy that, and knowing about spiritual knowledge and spiritual wisdom, and fully exploring about yourself. That is the purpose of life. So there are four types of meanings. Like that's what Patri sir mentioned here. First is sensory pleasures. One must enjoy sensory pleasures. Like you are drinking coffee. How you are feeling when you are drinking coffee? It is hot and very tasty. The aroma is so good. You are smelling that, and when you are touching it, is like you are feeling that warmth. of that cup. And you must take all the pleasure from the sensory, like all the five senses. And then also from games and from singing, from dancing, and any art forms you must enjoy. And then definitely meditation. When we practice meditation, we understand more, right? And then the comes is like soul's wisdom. So one must enjoy all these things in order to completely fulfill their life. That is a purpose of life, my dear friends. Do not leave anything in life, but just add meditation to your life. That's what Patriji mentioned in this chapter. And Patriji mentioned here three types of enjoyments. One is again, like same thing he's talking about. Three types of enjoyment is like sensory happiness is like, the you are getting the happiness from all five senses. And next is resting yourself in the divine consciousness, like, bhajananandam, or like, singing or something like that. And the atmanandam comes next. So resting in blissful state, so that is called atmanandam. So we one must always try to attain highest happiness. So yes, the happiness is coming from senses is small, and from the arts and singing and dancing, it is coming little bit more. That's why we go to movies, we invite our friends to have potlucks, or we go to vacations and all. These comes under that. And then the next thing is like, blissful state, Atmanandam. So once you taste this Atmananda, so then your life will change in 360 degrees, because that is the highest bliss, the highest happiness state. And once you get it, you will not lose your happiness. And that's what Patriji mentioned here as three types of enjoyment. So we will stop here, um, and then we will begin our meditation today. And then we'll take question and answers. Okay, friends? We'll practice Anapanasati. Ana means inhale, Apana means exhale, Sati means be with it. We will practice meditation for 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and then we'll come back to question and answers. Sit comfortably. Hands into hands, fingers into fingers. Gently close your eyes and be with your breath. Let me play beautiful music. And let us all go into meditation. Charge yourself, my dear friends. Be with your breath.
Thank you.